Good evening, Najib. Now, without further ado, I'm leaving the screen to you. Flow is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And welcome to today's webinar. Our webinar today will be around talent management, the evolution and the future, and how we really see that. Our agenda for today is evolution and key driving factors, challenges for managing the talent, remote and hybrid work, technology-linked evolution, the gig economy, and the emerging trends as we speak. So what are today the evolution and the top 5 key driving factors for talent management? The field of talent management has evolved really significantly over the years, right? In response to all the changing business environments, technology advancement, and shifting in the workforce dynamics. So there are the 5 factors, which are globalization, technology, diversity and inclusion, sustainability and corporate social responsibility, in addition to the shift in the workforce expectations. All of these factors, with what they really entail, have played a very important role in the evolution of talent management. When we speak about globalization, it's talking about how diverse and dispersed businesses have become, the geographies that they've really grown into. The culture and the diversity that comes to the table today is also very important. Globalization is not just being in different parts of the world, but it's bringing in different cultures, nationalities to the table within one simple organization. Technology, and let's talk about that. The advancements and the big steps that technology has taken into consideration has transformed how talent management is really conducted. Tracking, HR analytics, software for performance management have become an integral part of our day-to-day business and how we really manage talent, right? Streamlining it across the operation, cascading it down from the strategy and how the corporate world and the corporate strategy works. Diversity and inclusion. This is a factor that has been trending for the past 10 years plus. There's a very big growing emphasis on diversity and inclusion in talent management. Organizations have recognized the value of diverse teams and are actively working to create more inclusive workplaces which really accept different mentalities, different backgrounds, right? It's not your yes people anymore. You come and you learn from different cultures, from different backgrounds, from different thoughts. Sustainability and corporate social responsibility. What does that mean? Many organizations are integrating that into their workforce today and into their talent management strategies. This really includes efforts to attract employees who align with the company's values and their corporate social responsibilities. Today, companies are not only working inwards, but they're really working outwards towards the communities they really work in, the places, the countries, the cities, or even the smaller sub-cities they are working in. Shift in workforce expectations. It's a crazy ball. New generations are entering the workforce. They have different expectations. They come from a different mentality and reader mindset regarding work-life balance, career progression, and how fast they wanna grow. Their workplace culture is changing. Today, it's more of a dynamic culture that we need to really adapt to. Talent management has had to adapt and cater to such needs and preferences of these generations, such as the millennials and the Gen Z as we move on. Nothing comes easy. Everything comes with challenges. So today, what are the main challenges that face your talent management, your processes, and getting them? That key challenge for managing talent is shortages, the gaps that we have today between the old school and the new school. What are we doing about leadership development? How are we branding our talent? And employee engagement and retention. That's a very important point. Today, I would say the ratio of people going outwards and changing jobs is quite high. So we really need to focus on those 5 areas to ensure that we mitigate any challenge or risk that we may face. Add to that the rise of remote and hybrid work to support talent management, specifically after the COVID-19 break. So What do we need to do to adapt to that? We need to become more flexible on our work policies. We need to enable technology, which is also taking a big part of this process, wellness and mental health support, work-life balance, and hybrid work modes. What does that mean? Today, organizations have to really adopt to the flexible policies that accommodate remote and hybrid working and working arrangements. This includes setting clear guidelines when and where employees can really work remotely or in a hybrid perspective to maintain such a balance for the organization to ensure that the operations of any organization move on. Moving to technology. Technology and talent management now go hand in hand, right? So most of our systems need to be technology centric. Organizations should provide employees with necessary tools of technology that we are using right now. So we're sitting at different places of the globe, but yet we are still being able to communicate. Whether it is communication tools, whether it's project management tools, softwares, securing remote access to company, yet ensuring that confidentiality is still put into place. Wellness and mental health. We never heard about that before, right? Just go 20 years back. Working long hours was the norm. Today, it's not about that anymore. It's really working efficiently, effectively, but ensuring to balance your life, recognizing the potential challenges and change of the world and how it's going. Working remotely, does it really give you what you want? Does it really balance your life? So today, your wellness and offering those programs of mental health, flexible working hours to support physical and mental health of the workforce is very important. Adding to that, which moves into the work-life balance, creating those strategies to emphasize on work-life balance, encouraging employees to set boundaries, to go on leave, to take breaks, to disconnect after hours. These are very important points and factors that are critically important for you to adapt. Hybrid work mode models. Some organizations are also implementing these models, which involve careful planning, right? So specifically in consulting firms or law firms or project-based firms, these are very important and can be performed whether it's remotely or in person. All of these need to be taken into consideration, but yet ensuring equitable policies are in place so that not everyone has to be dealt with differently, but really fairly in a collaborative manner. If I move to the skill shortages that we had discussed earlier, what do we need to do? We really need to identify the skill gaps, have a continuous learning culture within the organization, propose mentorship programs, invest in training and development, hire potential candidates and people, and have more of an internal talent mobility. Moving into the gig economy, positive and negative effects on the skills shortage. If we can move to slide number 13. So the gig economy today, so whoever doesn't know what the gig economy is, it's the gig economy today is what is really based on freelancers or short-term employees. Today, you have a lot of people who really want to work on a project base or want to work on a short-term assignment, freelancers. What are the positive effects of that? So gig workers often possess a wide range of skills and expertise, yet making them a valuable resource to us, right? Looking to fill specific skill gaps that we might have in our workforce or in our talent bench strength. So these are shorter term people that you would bring them in. Organization can tap into this gig economy to access these specialized skills without committing to long-term employment contracts. But yet, what are the negative effects? These can exacerbate your skill shortages in certain industries as workers may prefer short-term freelance or contract work over traditional employment, which is sitting long hours, going into the routine of your job in and out every day, which sometimes get you either into too much of your comfort zone, or you would feel that feeling of, I'm not progressing, I'm not growing. Gig workers may not receive the same level of training yet, development as the full-time employees. So in all cases, it's a two-sided sword, which again this complements the full-time employees. Moving to technology, and the top 3 emerging trends today that we are facing, it's the employee experience, which we call X, the focus on creating a really positive employee experience. What's your value proposition today? What's your employee value proposition? This is something that organizations are really focusing on and prioritizing, going back to the well-being, offering flexible work options, providing opportunities for continuous growth and learning. Privacy, confidentiality, security, with the increased data available outside today and the analytics, data privacy and confidentiality and security is paramount, which is very, very important that we ensure that the compliance with these data protection policies and regulations take a big measure in our workplace. Adapting to organizational structures are becoming more agile. Traditional hierarchical structure may evolve into more agile. You don't see these levels anymore in organizations. Organizations are going more flat, adopting pooled skills and pools of talent. So these models that empower employees to work more collaboratively, working together rather than reporting into each other. And this will support more in the decision-making process for any organization. Last but not least, we need to focus on the emerging trends, right? Emerging trends are very important today. By staying proactive, responsive to these emerging trends, organizations should position themselves to attract, retain, develop talent they need to succeed in the future. So fostering a culture of adaptability and continuous learning, prioritizing diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, monitoring industry trends and what's going on in the market. What are your competitors doing? What are the benchmark organizations doing? We need to always be up to date in that sense. Seeking employee feedback and involving them in decision-making process. It's very important today to listen to your people. The sound of the people, the voice of the people is very important. Investing in HR technology and data analytics capability. Today, your data is your ammunition, right? Without data on your people and the analysis of how your workforce is growing, is moving, is changing the mindset is very important. We need to also continue to regularly assess and update talent management strategies. You can't continue to be static. You need to be have a very dynamic mindset who is running up with the changes that we face on daily basis. Develop partnerships with educational institutions and other relevant organizations. Training has changed. It's not called training or learning and development anymore. It's actual education, right? You need to educate your people to stay up to par with what's going on out there in the world. Investing in the HR and leadership development to stay current with emerging trends. Today, yes, you're a chief or you're a director or you're a vice president or a president, but you need to be up to date on what's going on. Last but not least, all of that with the artificial intelligence, the ChatGPT, and what's coming in the future, which we all don't know what's it about. We need to coexist. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your time. If anyone still has any questions, I think we can put them in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer.